Where do we even start? This is episode 3. We're almost a full month in at this point. It feels fantastic. I hope everybody's doing well. Welcome back to the podcast. I almost didn't post this, and today I actually almost, for real, didn't almost post this. I'm going to California tomorrow. Plane boards at 4:55. I'm leaving here in a couple hours, and I've got a lot to talk about with my previous week. I was in Pittsburgh. Hell of a time. I was out there at the Pittsburgh DJ Summit speaking. And I've got a seminar I've been pumping out for like the past 6 months or so. And it's the title of it is Production Deconstruction. How I got into it, my pitfalls, all that good stuff. But really, it's really a message just to A, give information, and B, inspire people. Like most of you who know me for real know that my real calling, I don't even know if calling is the right word. But what I'm feeling in my heart, like, and what I have felt in my heart for the past 10 years is I'm here to dream big, create opportunities, and inspire others. And that's, I get to do that speaking on stage. And it's incredible. Like the rush of stepping on stage, being nervous as hell. Cause again, I'm no better than anybody else, but like being able to step on stage and get off of stage and people say, man, you're a powerful dude. Like it's not something that like that I set out to do purposefully. I'm just trying to give people hope, because sometimes that's all you need is a little bit of hope to push you over the edge. So it's always a great feeling to step off a stage and know that is validated by other people who you've never met. And that's kind of the relationship that we have going on here. I know some of you guys, but most of you I don't know. And this is an outlet that hopefully I can inspire you to either to dream big or create your own opportunity, or inspire you to do something. Let me know if I'm doing that. I may not be doing that, but first time in Pittsburgh, let me just say this. I could not live there. It is cold as hell up there. Doomy, gloomy, and all around just cold. And they said it's going to be like that till mid-March. And I can't imagine. I can't imagine it being gloomy for months at a time. That's so weird. My favorite time, I live out in the country, like literally out in the country. And I love dreary, cold fall days. Like those are my favorite. But I couldn't do it for 3 months at a time. You're crazy. But the people of Pittsburgh, I've got to go back because the city just looks like it would be a fun hang. Unfortunately, I didn't get a lot of time to hang out. And I may have brought a little head cold back with me if I sound kind of weird. But I've got to go back. Whether I speak there again or not, I'm going back just to visit because it just looks like a cool place. Cool place that I would want to spend some time. But let's talk about getting to Pittsburgh. I love flying in a plane. I don't take for granted that a lot of people have never left the four corners of their state, never left their zip code, never left their county. And I get some pretty cool experiences to go out and meet new people and travel. But my favorite place is the airport because it is a huge dynamic of people coming together, getting on a freaking flying tube, sharing the same space, sharing the same air, and just to see the people that come in and out of the airport, that probably means my That probably means my kids are up. That's actually what that means. Yes, I do have a Ring camera in my kids' room. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. I just want to look at their sleeping faces because I'm gone a lot. I'm sorry. Anyway, airport travel is it's interesting. It's interesting. I'll probably wear something very similar to what I got on. Hoodie, t-shirt, blue jeans, sweatpants, something in that nature, but the sea of people that come to the airport with no clothes on just blows my freaking mind. I just don't understand it. An airplane is not the most comfortable thing to be in. I get it, but like, I don't want my skin touching an airplane seat. Maybe that's me. Maybe that's me. And I'm talking to the ladies, like, ladies, inform me. Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat, please. Why is it that some ladies choose to wear the minimal amount of clothes to the airport? And maybe it is because an airplane is uncomfortable, but I don't think that's it. You're sitting down in a plane. Put some clothes on. But that's neither here nor there. Like, even so we've got the half dressed people. We've got the people with the big hats. Like, you're not going to sit comfortably in an airplane seat with a 10-gallon hat on. You're just not going to. So why bring it? Like, and maybe that's a part of your aesthetic. I get it. No, I don't. I'm not going to lie. I don't get it at all. Maybe I'm not making any sense. And this is, anyway, the first thing I noticed when I was going to Pittsburgh is I was sitting in the lounge. This is in Arkansas, and this dude walks up. He's got a freaking unsmoked, wrapped cigar, walking through TSA with a cigar in his mouth. Like, dude, you're leaving Arkansas. It's not like you got some Cohiba or Colombian cigar or anything special. Anything that you can get here is just not that great. It's just not. But he had the audacity, and I am going to say audacity, to walk through airport security with a plastic wrapped cigar in his mouth. Sir, you look like a fool. I don't know. But it's, there's so many things that I could bring up. We had the half-naked ladies, the big hats, the cigar dude. On the way back in the Pittsburgh airport, like, you had caroling children. Like, I get it. Y'all are there to spread joy and love and peace. But that's not the time. It's not the time for you to be gathered in a group of 20 making a TikTok video. Oh, speaking of TikTok, TikTok's gone. What do y'all think about TikTok being gone? I'm indifferent. I never really latched on to TikTok. I know a lot of people spend a lot of time on TikTok, and it is what it is. Take it, leave it. There'll be something else that comes in afterwards, I'm sure. But I never got into it. Nick Spinelli, a homie of mine, he told me at a conference, this has probably been 5 years ago. He said, dude, you need to get on TikTok. It's the next best thing. And he was right. He blew up on TikTok. And here I am watching him blow up on TikTok and still unlikely to make my own TikToks. But it's gone, at least for now, until DJT gets in office in a couple days. But for now, it's over. All these social media could you imagine quitting your job to become a social media influencer on TikTok, and then it's gone? Much like my therapist that retired after 40 years, all of a sudden, gone. I'm going to quit my job paying who knows what. Let's say you had a good job. And some of these people did, I'm sure, have good jobs. And they quit their job to pursue a social media fandom, and then that's gone. Which is why I'm telling you, if you're listening, whoever's listening, don't join social media to get famous. Join social media to do your thing, but if your intent is fame, you're in it for the wrong reason. Or at least that's my thoughts. Tell me if I'm wrong, but at least that's my thoughts. So let's go back to Pittsburgh. Stepped on stage. I don't know if any of you guys probably do ever get nervous. Speaking in front of your peers, speaking in front of people that you don't know. They pay you to come out and do a keynote. So like you've got to deliver, or at least that's my thoughts on it. I feel like I have to deliver. And the nerves of getting up there, I'm an introvert. The nerves of getting on stage, like it's almost crippling. And then I pick up the microphone and I walk on stage and a switch flips and I'm in my zone. At that point, it becomes less about them and more about me. How can I make an impact? If somebody brought me from Arkansas, a flyover state with nothing going on, to come to a major metropolitan city to speak to 100+ people, I feel like I've got to deliver. And whenever those first couple words come out, the juice is there. And I'm not going to say that like speaking is going to be a thing that I do on a regular basis. Well, it kind of is already. But I am going to say I want to open myself up to more of those opportunities because, again, going back to that feeling of just helping people and helping people doing nothing other than telling my story and sharing my message. It's magical. I wish most people had the opportunity to do so, to really get on stage and tell your story, how you got started, what's your why, what's your how do you work, how does your brain, kind of, what's in the canon? Like I want to do that more. And the fact that I can do that with a story that is my own, it's not like a stand-up comedy special where 90% of it is false. Like this is me. And it's so easy for me to talk about because, again, it's me. There's nothing else that needs to be said other than my life story. And it's, I don't have to put on a front. I don't have to masquerade. Like I can say, look, y'all can do it because 15 years ago, I was living in my Caprice Classic. And that's not a lie. It's a great feeling. It's a great feeling. But yeah, I was gone. I left Monday, came back on Thursday, had to work all day Friday, and today's Saturday. My whole crew is under the weather. I'm starting to kind of come down with like a little cold I brought back from Pittsburgh, but my wife's not feeling good. My kids aren't feeling good, so they're kind of grumpy. The whole house is grumpy. And then today, because it's past midnight, getting on a plane going to California, spending the first couple days in San Luis Obispo up in, I think that's the Central Coast area. And then breaking from that, going to NAM after my conference is over. And going up there for a thing called Think Tank, which I'm a member of. I can't say too much about it other than I almost have imposter syndrome when I talk about the crew of people that are involved in this organization. There's people that have done so much, really laid the foundation for my generation of entrepreneur in the entertainment business. A lot of people I look up to, a lot of friends and mentors, and to have a seat at that table is mind-boggling at times. Again, I'm nobody special, and I'm a part of a group that makes up some of the brightest and smartest and most successful entertainment company owners on this side of the globe. We've even got a guy. That's coming in from Australia. Like, it's crazy. And again, I wonder why I'm there at times. And maybe that's a part of the self-worth feeling in my head. I know some of y'all probably feel the exact same way. The comments I'm getting, the feedback I'm getting from this podcast, I know a lot of you guys are going through the same stuff I am. And let me say this. I am nobody special. I realize that what I'm doing, what I'm going through, has been done since the beginning of mankind. It's just a different version. As generations change and as people evolve, the problems are different, but they're the same. I'm going through some of the same issues that my mom went through, and her parents went through, and their parents went through. Maybe not slavery. That was a bad joke. But a lot of what I'm going through it's no different. It's no different. And again, maybe I don't want to like preach at y'all, or that's definitely not what I'm trying to do. But I think some of y'all may take this as like a pity party, or I don't know. I've gotten a lot of good feedback, but some feedback it's like, dude, you're going through the same stuff everybody else is. I know this. I just choose to put myself on the internet. I don't know why. But like, I like connecting with people. The internet makes the world a small place. I'll go to NAMM and more than 10 people there will recognize my face from YouTube. And I get a lot of comments on how I've helped people grow their business or dream big. And it's all because of me making some YouTube videos, about 12 years ago, talking about seismic audio, because that was all I could afford. So I think most people think I'm being genuine, but know this, that I know I'm doing nothing special. I just choose to put it out on the internet. Anybody can do what I'm doing. Sorry, had to blow my nose. Anyway, where were we? I'm not really sure. Let's go to this upcoming week. Pumped about going to California, even though it's on fire. I know nothing about the LA fires, but man, you can't help but like feel for these people. What if you came home and your house was just freaking burn up? Now I know we've got like tornadoes, and North Carolina had the hurricanes, but just natural disaster is disastrous. It's devastating. I couldn't imagine. My heart goes out to these people. But yeah, flying into LA, I'm actually picking up a rental car and driving up the Pacific Coast Highway. I hope it's clear. I don't know what to expect, but it's going to be an adventure, and I'm excited about it. It'll be fun. And then, coming back later in the week to go to NAMM. Is there anything? This is still a DJ production channel. So is there anything at NAMM this year that's supposed to be good? I know QSC just came out with their column arrays set up, which I don't understand. Every DJ on Facebook is creaming their freaking pants over this thing that they've never heard. Like, they've never heard it, and they will sell all of their gear right now to own it. And I just don't understand that logic. And maybe it's because I'm in a different point in my business where I'm trying to sell some stuff. I'm not down for just buying stuff to have or to be trendy or whatever. Like, I need a tool to do a job. And I've got tools that do certain jobs, and I've got tools that do a multitude of jobs, and the QSCs just don't, for me at this current point in my career, they just don't have a place. And maybe they will one day, but currently not. Now, I will be taking my camera because I do want to I want to do a vlog out there. I need you guys to hold me accountable. If you haven't done so already, follow me on Instagram, not TikTok because it went away, obviously. But follow me on Instagram and make sure that I'm capturing content. You should be able to see stuff on my story from NAMM. But I want to make like a long format video highlighting what I think is cool out there. I think it'll be good. Got a lot of plans to see a bunch of my DJ friends out there from all over the globe. People that I've met online, people that I know for real. I'm looking forward to it. This time I'm going solo. Last time I took Blake, that was a good time. But I was already going to be in California, so I just decided to do this trip solo, and gonna be away from my family for a week. I think that's the worst part about it. And people that don't have kids or people that don't travel may not understand this next part, but it's so weird leaving for a week and then coming back and instantly having to step into dad mode. I almost feel bad. Man, I'm getting heavy. I'm sorry. Let's take this past week for an example. I left on Monday. I come back on Thursday afternoon. Everybody's sick. Friday, everybody's sick. Saturday, I'm trying to be the hero. My wife is sick. She pretty much she had the reins to rest all day long. So I took the kids out and I made them cheesy eggs at the house, and then we went to the park, and their grandma came over and we went out to eat. But like that first couple, 12 hours being back at home, I almost feel like I can't even discipline my kids because they know who I am, but it's like, you've been gone for an entire week. How are you going to come back and be upset or dissatisfied or disappointed in something that I do when you had the chance to correct it, but you were gone? And I don't know if kids even think that way, but that's how I think. Like the first 12 hours that I'm home, I just like to chill and be in their presence. I don't want to raise my voice. I don't want to correct them. Like if they do something I'm not cool with, I don't know. It's almost like I feel guilty. I don't want them to think I come home and I'm the bad guy. If that makes any sense. And again, my kids are 1 and 4. They're going to be 2 and 5 this year. Like, I don't know the psychology of their brain, but in my brain at least, it's come home, relax, hang with your kids, be with your family, and try not to get too worked up. At least that's the thought process behind it. And it's going to be like that for this week. And then the following week, I'm going to Ohio. And then in February, I'm going to Vegas. And then I'll be going to Milwaukee. And it just continues. This can't be healthy. It can't be healthy. But this is what I signed up for. So I guess I'm going to try to make the best out of it. Maybe. If you got any advice, I'd love to hear it. Shoot me an email. I almost didn't post this at gmail.com. Speaking of emails, I got several, and we'll go ahead and get into it. Oh, by the way, I did get a phone number. You guys can actually call me now. Like, it's not a secret anymore. Phone number 501-444-2445. Call the number. If I don't pick up, which I probably won't, leave a message. We'll play this live on air. If you've ever heard the Theo Vaughn podcast, I want to do something a little similar. They say you model after people that you love. Theo's a homie, and I'm just gonna do that. I love reading the emails. I think in 1 week we got 12 emails, which is, I didn't expect that. We're 3 episodes in. We're still trying to figure out what we're doing, and to get 12 emails is pretty awesome. But if you don't want to email, you can call into the show, 501-444-2445, and we'll play it live on air if it's good, and we'll try to do like some answer and response, and just kind of see what happens. And this doesn't have to be, it doesn't have to be based on production or DJing or business. It can be anything. It can be anything. If you just want to call and say hi, it's probably not going to get played on air. But if you want to call and work through something, again, I feel like I want to be that outlet where we work through things together, and maybe that post inspires someone else, and maybe we can keep this thing going. I don't know. But let's get into an email. I did get an email. I'm not going to put their name out there. Just for, the internet is a small place, so I don't want to like throw anybody under the bus, but let's go through this email. It's titled Life Situation, and maybe we can help this guy out. If you've got a response, leave it in the comments, and we'll go from there. Hi, John. I hope you're doing well today. I truly appreciate your videos and have been watching for years. I sure appreciate you watching. Hopefully you will continue to watch as this thing kind of grows and evolves. I've come into a unique situation that I think you may be able to comment on. I recently, October 1st, got laid off from my day job. Damn. You're like a TikTok creator. Gone. That's not funny. I thought it was funny. That's not funny. I'm an electrical engineer working in sales and marketing for electronic components throughout my career. He goes into detail saying quartz, crystals, and capacitors mostly. So this guy's smart. I'm going to stop right there and say you're probably going to be okay. Continuing. I've been side hustling most of my life, DJing, promoting shows, and doing audio rentals, but started to take the audio rentals more seriously around 2017. I don't DJ any longer, but have been trying to decide if I should take the leap and try to do audio rentals full time. Okay. Sounds like we're on similar paths at least. I've seen great growth this past year in the audio rentals, but it's still very inconsistent. I work mostly through word of mouth, no web page, just posting some setups on social media, and I have a text-based email that I blast out with my inventory and a few pictures. Okay. I guess my main concern would be getting established in the corporate audio rental business as opposed to mostly focusing on raves and private house parties here in LA. Dang, this dude's in LA. I hope you still have all this stuff. He goes on to list his numbers, which don't seem bad, I guess. 21, 63 rentals with 20K in revenue, 22, 70 rentals, 28K, 23, 70 rentals, 28K. So 22 and 23 basically did the same. And then 2024, 143 rentals, 52K in revenue, and about 10K due to be collected. So, 52K because it's already 2025. That money's going to count as revenue for 25. So you can't put that in there. So we're just going to say 52K. The big difference is differentiator this past year is that I had 2 venues where I placed gear and left it to be used weekly for months at a time. I still have some gear at one of the venues generating $600 a week. These are the guys with an outstanding 10K balance to be paid. Bro, how long has that invoice been due? Because if it's been due for a while, go get your shit right now. I don't care what the relationship is. Depending on what you have there, $600 for LA seems cheap. And if they've got a 10K balance, I don't think you're going to get paid. That's me being honest. Up to this point, I've been working with QSC Gear and just reinvested in a Danley system with this year's profits. I would love to know what your profits are. You listed all of your revenue, but you didn't list. I'm assuming that's net or that's gross and not net. Net is the only thing that matters. People that list off these huge numbers, oh, we made $1 million. It doesn't matter if you only netted 10 grand. I've been in those situations before. Like, it's cool to have that big number, but like the net is what counts. I'm thinking a logical next step would be to get a wireless mic rack so I can start doing corporate conferences at convention centers and hotel ballrooms. I'm also banking on getting busy with the Danley system doing EDM shows on the weekends. The QSC system is 4 KLA 12s with 2 KW181s, 6 K12s, and 2 KS 112s. The Danley system is 2 SH69s, 6 TH118s, and 2 DNA 20K4s. The DJ equipment is 8 CDJ 3000s. Great. I mean, you've got money right there. Hopefully those aren't what you have out for $600 a week. 2 CDJ 2000 Nexus, 1 DJM V10, a Zone 96, a DJM A9, and a 2 DJM 900 NX2s. Only problem, I made too much money at my day job and have the golden handcuffs. I can expect to make 100 to 200K plus if I get another job. Every year, I reinvest my audio rental profits into more gear, but I think taking my living expenses out of that income would stifle future growth. I live very frugally, but I do have some other projects going on that would require money, and I want to continue saving for retirement and my future family. I've been able to do both up to this point, but do see the opportunity ahead of me going into business full-time in a city like LA. Happy to pay for a consulting call if you're into that type of thing. I'll plug myself there because it is my channel. I do a bit of consulting. If you go to the link in bio, there's no OnlyFans, but if you go to my link in my Instagram, you can schedule like a 1-hour coaching call. It costs very minimal, and we can work through these sort of issues, but I'm going to work through it right now with you. So, 2024, you had 52K in revenue. Obviously, that's not enough to live on in LA. You can make 100 to 200K if you get another day job. I'm going to tell you I would think LA or that area would have a work from home situation. Like I'm not a big work from home guy, but if you can find some way to work from home while being able to, leverage the gear that you have, that would be the route I would take until you get that money up for your business. I'm not saying 52K is bad because it's not, but you've got over $52,000 in inventory, and that inventory only is going to depreciate. You're going to need new stuff before too long. And if you can find another day job, chances are you're going to be able to get your retirement, your 401k, your insurance, all of those benefits are going to come from that employer. And that doesn't have to come out of your own pocket if you're going to pay privately for health care and for retirement and all of those things. I don't know, my friend. Last year you did 52K. In LA, I know DJs, I know basic wedding DJs in LA that are making 52K plus. I know some really good DJs, wedding DJs in LA that are making 100K plus. So I would say until you have a larger customer base, man, I would keep looking for a day job and keep this hustle growing. How long? A, I would love to know how old you are. B, I would love to know how long it's taken you to get this gear. Have you only been doing it since 21, or have you been doing it longer than that? Because there's just not enough money for you to live off of. I would think you would need to make 100K minimum in LA to have a decent living situation, or you're going to be paying for an office to store this stuff, or a storage unit, or I don't know. I would love to see before you just decide I'm going in business full time, I would love to see your revenue at least 80,000 a year. And again, I don't know how much it costs you to live. You say you live frugally, but LA is an expensive town. So I would say until you can get your gross revenue, I would say over 100, your net revenue at least at 50. I mean, because we got to pay Uncle Sam, we've got to pay insurance, we've got to pay storage. There's just a lot of things that go into this. So I'm going to leave my response at that. You know who you are. Let's continue this conversation, or let's do a coaching call and dive a little bit deeper into that. But I don't know, my friend. I would love to see you make the leap into being a full-time entrepreneur. I would. I just don't think you're going to live very comfortably. And I get people say grind it out, and you got to suffer before you can do the thing. But if you have the opportunity to make $200,000 at your day job, man, I would really try to seek out a day job while you work on bringing your revenue up and then make the leap. I'd love to know how old you are. I think that plays a part in it. I think you're pretty young because you say you're working, towards retirement and your future family. Maybe there's nothing there right now, but there's gonna be. And kids are expensive. And I'll be honest, if I had a $200,000 day job, I wouldn't be doing this. I wouldn't. The days are long. Being in business is tough. It's not easy. Hunting people down for money. You've got somebody out there that owes you 10 grand, and that's let's see, 52K. That's a fifth of your revenue. Like that is a fifth of your total income. And I would just rather not have to deal with that. Those are customers that I just don't have a place for at this time in my business. I just don't. I've got a guy who owes me like 25 grand right now, and I wish I could knock on his door right now and just take my money. But he probably doesn't have it. And I'm going to guess that the people that owe you 10 grand, they probably don't have it either. So I would go get your stuff. Anyway, you know who you are. Let's continue the conversation. Let's sign up for a coaching call, go a little bit more in depth. But that's my instant reaction. And that, my friends, wraps up another week of I Almost Didn't Post This. I'm serious. This is it's a title, but at the same time, I've been coughing through this thing. I gotta go to the airport in like an hour, plus edit this down. I don't know if I'm gonna post this or not. I guess we'll find out. But until next week, thanks for hanging in. Send me an email. I almost didn't post this at gmail.com, or call the show 501-444-2445. Hopefully the next time I talk to you, I won't be struggling to breathe. See y'all next week.